Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to go against years of what my parents have always told me and play with my food. My husband went to one of our favorite Korean restaurants down the road and got us a delicious meal, and I thought I would take some photos of it. So let's get started because I'm hungry and I would really like to start eating because this smells so good. The first thing I'm going to be playing with is the fried tofu. One of my absolute favorite things at this restaurant. I'm going to just stack them up so that they make a very good long line. Because on Instagram, they show most of your photos like, it used to be like an 8x10 format was the best way, but now I'm not sure what it is. I don't think anyone knows anymore what Instagram's doing. But I try and make my photos be longer instead of wider, just in general, just because also that's just what I think looks best personally. I like doing shots where everything is tall. Plus also I feel like for some figures it works really well because I feel like it accentuates how small they are. So the first things I'm going to do are going to have some little figures that look like they're climbing up the tofu, perched rather precariously. You can see the tofu slowly falling over. So from the angle where I was, I could not see them doing that, so I didn't know it was falling over until it was already too late. But I went ahead and took a shot of it anyway, just to show that, hey, sometimes these things aren't perfect. I took a shot of everything even after everything fell, just to kind of show, hey, you know, it's not always perfect. I know I, and pretty much everyone else on social media, has the habit of showing only the perfect side, the good side, the shots that worked out, you know, everything's heavily curated and photoshopped and everything. And so sometimes I just want to show, you know, stuff does fall over. The next shot is with the Romeo and Juliet set. I really like this set, though you can see her nipples or something, so I'm always having to Photoshop this one. So I'm going to get Romeo in place. It's kind of hard to get him to stand on the ladder sometimes. Also, at this point, my hands are already pretty greasy from handling the food and everything, so it's not super easy. So because of the angle that she's like looking downward, I thought having 3 was too high. I thought it looked kind of weird. So I'm gonna try and stick her in here so she'll stay up. But this is another tough one to get to stay. Here's the finished photo. I really liked how this one turned out, though I might be a little biased just because this is one of my favorite sets. I really like the set just because I feel like it incorporates the food as part of the photo instead of just something happening around a subject, if that makes any sense. I'm not very good at describing this kind of stuff. What I guess I'm trying to say is that I feel like it makes the prop or the food more of an active part of the photo instead of just a prop, something where the action is happening around it. I also like how the little green flakes on the tofu kind of look like the little bouquet that he has, which I thought was a nice little detail. Next is another one of my favorite sets to do, which is a little concert. And once again, for this one, I thought 3 was just too much. I thought it would kind of look a little awkward, so I kept it with just 2. And now I'm setting up the audience around the little tofu stage, and I'm having the pop star point out into the crowd. So in this one, it was kind of hard to get the right angle to have it where she looked like she was actually pointing out to the crowd. Because ideally, I would have the crowd a little further out for this, but in order to make the shot work, they had to be kind of close, and so it kind of looks a little strange just because of, also, I don't have enough figures. Ideally, to make this set work a little more naturally, I would need to have a much bigger audience that she can be pointing out to, make it look a little more natural, I guess. But because of A, I don't have that many like audience member figures, but also B, that would be a lot. Like I would need a lot to set up for that, and it would not be worth it, honestly. That would take a lot of time, a lot of figures, a lot of setup, just a lot of a lot. And I really like my photos to be a little more simple than that, because these figures are meant to be used in like a model train setup, and so they would be set up correctly. Like she would be on a stage and there would be 100 of little figures dancing and everything in a crowd. But for my purposes, there's only going to be 3 in the audience. and it doesn't look quite as natural the which way she's posing and which way she's pointing and everything, I feel like. So it's kind of hard to get this shot to work. So I have 2 or 3 different shots at different angles, and I'm not sure which one I like best. So let me know in the comments which one you like best. So for the next shot, I really do want an exaggerated like height. So I'm putting the other little fried tofu square back on. And here's the little figure that I'm using. It's just a girl kind of huddled up, sitting down. I like this one a lot just because I feel like it gives a very peaceful, thoughtful vibe, which I really like. Sometimes I like using this figure with the same ladder from the Romeo and Juliet set just because I feel like it adds a little more action into the photo, where it implies like she climbed up there and she's just not there. Like the saying, a photo's worth 1,000 words, and it kind of helps tell a story. I feel like having that ladder there. And so here's the finished photo. I really like this one. Man, just looking at all these photos while I'm editing and then while I'm doing this voiceover is making me hungry all over again. So for this shot, I also did 2 angles. I did one where it was more straight on with the subject, and another one where I'm down, and another one where I'm a little lower down and then pointing up, just to give a more upward view to exaggerate the height just a little bit more. And I'm honestly not sure, once again, which one of these I prefer, so let me know in the comments. So the last shot with the fried tofu is this one here. I'm doing the climbers again, but this time I added another climber up there just to have a little more going on. And I think I like this one better than the first one. Once again, this is another set that I really like using over and over again because I feel like it makes the subject a little more of an active participant in the photo instead of just a prop. So the next food prop is this chicken on a stick. I cannot pronounce what it's called on the menu there, so I'm gonna have it come up on the screen here instead so I don't butcher it. So the first photo for this food prop, the chicken on a stick, is one of my favorites. It's the girl on a bicycle with her arms outstretched, all relaxed and everything. It's one of the reasons I really like this figure. I use it a lot, as you will notice. I really like using figures like this that have like a very fun, carefree, easygoing kind of vibe because I really like to portray that kind of feeling in my photography because I do not portray that in my real life. You can ask my husband or anyone else around me. I am a bundle of nerves and anxiety all the time. So here's the finished photo for this one. So I have a Lightroom preset that I use on all of my photos, and it kind of made it look a little orangey. And so I tried color correcting a little bit and it still just didn't look quite right. So all of the photos with this prop are just gonna be a little orangey, and I've accepted it, I'm going with it, whatever. Channel that pretend carefree vibes that I would like to portray. So I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and pretend like this doesn't drive me absolutely crazy that I can't get the coloring right on this. So the next figure I'm gonna use are these little kids on a little sled. So now I'm going to move everything around because this figure really needs to be on the right side of the subject, and my ring light is on the left side and it's just making it completely dark on the other side. And I could just lighten it up in Photoshop, but honestly it would look so much better and would save me so much time in Photoshop if I just move my light source over to the other side and move my tripod and move everything else. Doesn't sound like it's easier, but it is. Unfortunately, I forgot to get video footage of what it looked like before I moved the light source. So you don't know how dark it looked on like the front of the figures versus the back. But trust me, it didn't look very good. I am very glad I moved the ring light. And voila, everything's moved over. It took seconds for you, but it took several minutes for me. And so here's the finished photo of the kids on the sled. I like this one a lot. I like that it looks like they're sledding down, like all the sauces on the chicken and everything. Some good light on the highlights of, to show the shine of the sauce on the chicken and everything. It's not my favorite photo, but it's pretty good. I think if I would like this photo a little better, if I could have had them a little, I feel like the top of the chicken stick where it's blurry is kind of taking a little bit of focus away from the figures, and so I wish I could have had them a little closer up. However, that was the only spot that they really fit, so it's really all I had to work with, really. Taking shots of anything where it's this long and I'm having to shoot it this straight on like this, I feel like it just looks awkward no matter what. But I guess that's just my opinion. I don't know, maybe it looks fine. I do like this photo still. And I was able to get the coloring on this one a little less orange. Don't know why I can get it less orange on this one than the others. I don't know. I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, and I'm just gonna go with it. This one's just less orange. So the next photo is this figure here that's a woman on a ladder looking like she's cleaning. I think this one is meant to be cleaning like paintings or like a window or something in an actual like figure setup or something. However, I use it to look like she's wiping sauce onto the chicken or on the food. But I have it on this side because her right arm is up, and I want you to be able to see her face and not have her arm covering up her face or anything. It might look a little weird, so I'm gonna have her facing this way. And it looks like the light is moving because I'm actually taking photos while holding the ring light, because I want the ring light a little more directly on top for some shots. And the little tripod that I have my ring light on is not tall enough to do that, so I'm having to actually like hold the ring light really awkwardly in one hand and then hold my camera with another. It is not easy. In hindsight, I probably should have asked my husband to help, and I thought I could do it myself just fine, and it turned out okay. I don't love this photo. I don't think my intention of her looking like she's wiping the sauce on or wiping it off or doing anything really with the sauce comes off very like obviously, because it kind of looks like it's just her hand. You really can't see the little rag that she has in her hand or anything, and it's not super obvious what she's doing outside of that. Like there's no any other context cues to really say what she's doing. I think ideally, I think maybe I would have like her have like a little bucket that has like the sauce coming out of it or something. Maybe that might would help. Or maybe if I like was able to attach like something that looked like a little rag to her hand or something. But it's not obvious, I feel like, what she's doing. So I don't really love this one a whole lot. So the last photo is this one where it is like a cafe scene where I have a little table and there's two figures sitting in chairs, and it looks like they're having a conversation, or at least one of them's having a conversation with the other while he reads his paper. So this one I figured out while I was taking it how tricky it was, just because one of the figures' shirt is about the same color as the chicken or the food prop itself. So it was kind of hard to situate it and take the photo in an angle where they didn't kind of blend in. So I'm going to show two different angles. This is the angle I started out with, and it's kind of hard to see the figure that wasn't holding newspaper, just because their shirt is about the same color as the chicken, so they kind of blend in. And it didn't help that the other figure was carrying that newspaper that was white, and so he kind of also blended in with the background. So I didn't love this angle very much, and so I changed up my angle a little bit to where the man with the white newspaper is in front of the chicken, so that he doesn't blend in so much. And then also I had the other figure where they had the white background or the white plate behind them, so they wouldn't blend in with their background either. So I really like this one a lot more than the first one. See, it just to show that a photo might seem like it's not working out, but all you gotta do is change your perspective, change your angle a little bit, and it can look so much better. So that's the end of my video. I'm done taking photos of this food. I can now go eat it all because it smells so good. You have no idea how hungry this is making me. So if you like that video, please like and comment. If you want to see more like it, please hit that subscribe button. And also, if you want to buy prints of any of these photos, go check out my Etsy shop. Links to everything is down below. See y'all next time. Bye.